All writers start off lacking in confidence and abilities in writing. I am no different. This semester has been very good for me in terms of my writing confidence and ability. I started off this semester not knowing what I was doing, and I'm ending it a lot better. This semester I have experienced various formal and informal writing projects. I have identified, responded to, and attempted to persuade academic audience using rhetorical strategies. I have set goals and followed a process for writing projects. I have done lots of reading and responding to other people's writing, which has helped my writing. I have acknowledged needing to change parts of my writing projects, and I have set goals to further my writing abilities and confidence for the future. This semester, I have experienced various formal and informal writing projects. Both have helped me learn in different ways. Formal writing projects are academic essays. These essays helped me in learning how to write less conversationally. It was very challenging for me to learn to accept constructive criticism. To overcome this challenge, I had to realize that I was not the best writer and that I could use the help to my advantage. Informal writing projects include peer editing, discussion boards, and reading responses. Informal writing has helped me with paying attention to reading and pulling out important information. Because I am used to high school English writing, it was very challenging for me to understand the resources I was given. I had to ask for help on multiple occasions. To overcome this challenge, I read and discussed resources with my mom. My audience, my instructor and classmates, was easy to identify. I attempted to persuade them with my writing. I used pathos to respond to and persuade my audience by applying to our shared situation of being high school students. For example, in my first major essay about the UWP placement exam, I wrote, "Because some of the people who took this exam were on break, like me, I'm sure that some of them did not try as hard as they normally would because they wanted to go hang out with friends, had plans, or maybe it was the middle of the night and they just wanted to go to sleep." I used logos to respond to and persuade my classmates by quoting Jim Nugent. I used ethos to respond to and persuade my classmates by using credible sources. For example, in my third major essay about Ryan Shepard's article, I wrote, "Shepard has built up his writing ethos quite substantially. When somebody looks up Ryan P. Shepard on Google, the first link leads them to his website. Clicking on that website, they are met with 5 options. One of those options is awards. If they click on awards, they can see all 10 of the awards he has gained. If they decide to click on the option titled research, they can see all of the journal articles he has peer-reviewed, all of the conference presentations he has done, his invited presentations, and the local invited presentations and workshops he has done." The fourth major project, I explained my goals and process for each major writing project. In each project I did, I had the same 3 goals in mind: complete the project on time, include all the information I need, and make the essay long enough. Although each project had the same goal in mind, I approached them differently each time. During my first initial project, I was still very unsure about my writing skills and how the class worked. This caused me to start my project later than I should have. The way I went about the project was to first think of everything I experienced during the UWP placement exam and make it a constraint. Secondly, I made all the constraints into paragraphs and wrote them as long as possible. The last step I took was to ask my dad to read my essay and help me edit it. I went about the second initial project a little differently for 2 reasons. 1, it was a different topic, and 2, I learned from past mistakes. I started out the initial project, too, by thinking of what non-academic website I used the most and have the best understanding of. I then thought about all parts of a good academic writing piece and came up with how my non-academic site fit into each part of the writing. Next, I had to write my essay, including how both academic and non-academic writing fit into each part of writing. My last step was to edit my essay. Initial project 3 required me to read a very long article. I could not concentrate on writing, so my mom read the article to me while we discussed the contents of it. Of course, I had to write my essay about how the article was a good example of academic writing. For initial project 3, my first step was to think all about the parts of academic writing. Step 2 included lots of thinking about which parts of the article fit into each part of academic writing. My next step was to write my essay. Lastly, I edited my essay before turning it in. After completing each initial project, my teacher assigned all the students that turned in their projects on time 2 students to peer review and had 2 students peer review each person's essay. I found this part very helpful because it gave each student a chance to get feedback from other peers who have completed the same assignment as them. When I peer reviewed, I first read the Dear Reader page that each student was required to write. It told me what each peer wanted help with. Peers would ask for help with grammar, more ideas to lengthen their essay, and even if I thought their essays flowed nicely. While reading my assigned peer's essay, I would keep in mind what they wanted help with and make comments about what I thought could use revising in their essay. During the revised project, our teacher had the students use their peer reviews to further edit and revise their initial project. My system for revised essays: after refreshing myself on my essay, I would read all the peer reviews I received. Lastly, I would read through my essay again, this time editing along the way. An example of my goals and the process I followed can be found in the Dear Readers letter before each of my projects. I found a good example of my goal and process of revision for my revised version of Project 1. This essay to inform you of my experience of the BGSU Writing Placement Exam. My process of writing this essay was to take my old essay, one paragraph at a time, completely change it so that it read better. I then edited it and had my dad read it to see if it read as nicely as I wanted it to. This semester, I did a lot of reading and writing responding to my classmates' essays and academic articles. My writing shows that I've attempted to show multiple perspectives and lived experiences in many different places. One example of discussing others' writing was discussion boards, where my classmates and I would answer prompts given to us from our teacher and then ask a question and respond to two other students' questions. Two ways that I've read and responded to others' writings are: 1. Peer reviews. Peer reviews really helped me get feedback on my essay to help me with revisions. And 2. The major project number 3, which is about Ryan Shepard's article. I read his article and responded to it by showing that he wrote a high-quality academic article. At the beginning of the semester, I didn't know how to write a good academic essay. This shows in my first major assignment. In this assignment, I have very little evidence, almost no parts of rhetorical analysis, and am very conversational. If I were to revisit this essay, I would rewrite it almost entirely. While rewriting, I would make sure to include all the parts of rhetorical analysis and make the essay more academic. I'd make sure to include more sources. When I see myself in the future, I see different goals to become more confident in developing my writing abilities. I want to learn to organize my thoughts in writing because I believe it will help me to get what I am thinking into words and on paper faster. I want to better learn how to use citations because I'm not confident in my citation abilities. I plan on using everything I have learned in this class to help me achieve my goals. To conclude, this semester has definitely been very good for my confidence and ability in writing. This semester, I experienced various formal and informal writing projects. I have identified, responded to, and attempted to pursue academic audience using rhetorical strategies. I have set goals and followed a process for writing projects. I have done lots of reading and responding to other people's writing, which has helped my writing. I have been needing to change parts of one of my writing projects, and I have set goals to further my writing abilities and confidence for the future.